So Ryan Glover here. I wanted to do this video about the Tuah girl. I was reading like on TMZ and they were saying like, that she threw out the first pitch. I think it was at the New York Mets game. And I thought that was a great, accomplishment for her to have. But, one of the things that they were saying in the article is that the writers can't refer to like, her being the Tuah girl. And I thought like, that's pretty interesting because they don't want to be associated with like pornography and like, her X-rated comments. It was like a little bit too much for them. And they can only just refer to her as a viral star. And it brings up the point like, where a lot of celebrities and people are going viral, they don't really have any talent. I think like, it's kind of like really unfair to like, people who, have talent. There's people who actually like write songs, who are dancers, who go to dance school for years and they never get these opportunities. Like, this girl who, obviously is like, she's trying to pursue a career in comedy. She's never like, formally trained in school, but like, because of like a viral clip that really isn't even that hilarious. And I think she's getting a lot of opportunities that people who like, have studied at acting schools never get. I think like, that's one of the interesting things about the entertainment industry, that you could study for years and like, some people just don't get that opportunity. I've gone to acting school and like I've known like a number of people who probably like, were really talented, and just because like they didn't have the connections or the money that it requires like, to continue on their entertainment journey, they had to quit. And I think like, I would encourage media platforms to start like, looking for people that actually have talent and are putting in the work. I think it's a disservice to like, people who like, actually study their craft and work at this every day, to propel someone to fame where they're getting $30,000 appearances. I think that's absurd. Like, why is she getting paid $30,000 to appear anywhere? She provides no value to the world, which is keeping it real. Like, and that's not a shot to her. Like, I think she sounds like a wonderful person, but like, there's a lot of wonderful people in the world, and there's people who are actually dedicating their life to the craft of comedy, dedicating their life to the craft of acting, dedicating their life to the craft of music, and they're not getting opportunities. And I think like, this gatekeeping that we see in this industry, it needs to stop. I think like a lot of times, nowadays there's a lot of people on the internet that have these huge following, and I don't know what they do. Like, they're not necessarily providing any value. I remember I went to this speaking conference, and it was saying, Gary Vaynerchuk, he was speaking, and he was saying like the market never lies. I would kind of disagree with him on that, because I think like the market is wrong. Like, I look at, just random people who have these huge followings and they're not necessarily doing anything. They don't have a talent. They don't like, necessarily try or make an effort, but people like support them. And it's just weird. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And like, why we want to promote like untalented people when there's so many talented people in the world who are actually trying and making an effort, and probably can make you laugh, or like, tell jokes like, that are actually funny, or like, and they don't get a shot, or like aren't getting $30,000 appearances. I can name a dozen comedians that have probably never made that much, like, and they're struggling like, for $150 gigs that are way funnier than her, and like, they've dedicated their life to this. And I just think like, that's a slap in the face and a disservice, and it needs to stop. Peace.